what is wrong with your body.
Live with the new king. It's the Our Big Dumb Mouth podcast. Now, here's your hosts, Midnight Mike, Joe, and Rich.
Well, you want to woo woo? The whistles got woo.
Hey, yo, everyone. Welcome back to another fun-filled podcast adventure. Hooray. My name's Midnight Mike. Joe is over there on screen. Yes.
I hate...
Wait, no, that's not yours.
Go back to work.
Who's not here? What's not me?
I was going to play this.
I hate this place.
Oh.
Nothing works here.
I play that for Cretchen. He's not here. He is still dealing with personal issues. He has personal problems. He's trying to get internet. I mean, I'm not trying to dance around stuff. I am. He is trying to get internet hooked up to his house, and he needs a particular type of high bandwidth, low cost internet, and he has to wait. So we wait with him. We wait until he is able to join us. He did say possibly Wednesday. It's tentative. Even that. He said Wednesday. We'll see what happens.
Magnets.
Yeah, we're going to start sending Cretchen a lot of magnets.
Do magnets, okay? I'll tell you how to make money.
Yeah.
I still haven't done my magnets. I'm behind on my magnets.
I forgot to ask ChatGPT. I'm going to ask ChatGPT. I need to invest in magnets and tungsten. What are the best companies in America that I can invest in for those two specific things? Tungsten because of war production. I learned that on the last episode. There's a tungsten mine in Australia that only opens up right before a world war starts going, and because they mine it for tungsten, for armor, for bullets, all that kind of stuff, and they're trying to reopen it again. So I'm getting into tungsten big time.
Yay! All right.
I don't got a lot of money to invest in tungsten, but maybe $50 will, double my money. Maybe we'll see. Joe, you got a lot of clips and news for today's show.
I have to go through my Slack here,
okay.
But yeah, probably got a lot of something.
Okay. Did you happen to watch the Andrew Candace debate at all?
I watched a little. It got to a point where I was like, I'll wait for the clips. So I saw a lot of the clips coming through, but I think I saw enough, and it's funny to see the copium. I hate using that word. But obviously Andrew Wilson doesn't know jack squat. I mean, and it showed, and it's one of those debates where if you're on one side already, you kind of already just take that side, whatever. I don't know how many people it moved, but it really doesn't need to move anybody because Candace actually knows what the fuck she's talking about. That guy didn't know jack squat, so. Yeah,
I'm not sure if these debates, like you said, moved a needle at all. It's basically there for either side to feel good that their leader knows enough to make the other person look bad. But I don't know
that Wilson guy is no leader whatsoever. He came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
Useless kind of. He just comes off like a douchebag.
And by the way, is he in fact giving her $300,000? I mean, that's not easy to come by. Like, where's he got that kind of money? Unless he's...
That's the whole thing, is the guy came out of nowhere. Like, everybody's like, why is he on Joe Rogan twice? Like, he debated some chicks on a show. He seems I don't know, man. If people are upset about dudes who hate women, he seems like one of those dudes.
Right.
Yeah, he did say, did he say, this is, I think, his term. He said women are retarded. I think he said that during the debate.
Yeah,
I could be misquoting.
I have that clip.
I could be misquoting him.
You're not. He said, I just think all women are retarded. That's what he said.
That's what he said during a debate with a woman.
Yeah.
I mean,
He even said Erica Kirk is too retarded to murder her husband.
Right.
I mean, it's like, what is going on? And then the other thing, and I have these clips. I don't want to get. Do we want to get into it already?
We're talking about it. I mean, I'll play my clip first, okay?
Okay, because I didn't even pop up my stuff.
How about this? We will talk about it, but not right now. Let us do some other news so you can kind of get
that.
You can get situated over there. We're going to have some fun. We're not going to hurry through this, okay? Here we go.
Yes.
Kevin, David, Tyler, Daryl, Joseph, Paul, Gordon, Todd, James.
We'll all be on the show. Yes.
Hello there. I'm George Putnam.
And George Putman will be on the show later as well. I'm going to start off with this one. This is some current events that's currently going around when it comes to the state and readiness of our naval fleet. If people, I don't know, it depends on how long everyone's been listening to the show, but back in 2015, 2016, I remember on the show, we did a series of news articles about the U.S. Pacific fleet. So out there in the Pacific, there were major problems. We had battleships running into other ships, mismanagement. It was like a series of articles and news articles over the course of a few years that just kind of trickled out, kind of indicating that our Pacific fleet is not being run very well at all. And it kind of died down. There have been no more real stories about readiness coming out of the Navy. But now we're getting hit with this news story about our beloved Navy. And here it is up on screen. Wife says Navy kept her in the dark after husband jumped overboard trying to cover this up.
Oh, really?
So apparently there's conditions on some of these vessels are less than stellar. But this is all speculation. We got people going back and forth. Jumping overboard on a Navy ship, that's quite significant. You just had it at that point, and you can't take the food, you can't take the bathrooms, and you don't want to deal with it. And remember, in the lead up to the Iran conflict, there were reports, of the USS Gerald Ford and its bathrooms just being flooded. Like people couldn't eat. There are bathroom lines on the latest and greatest brand new aircraft carrier, and it was having problems. Now, there were rumors people were sabotaging it because they didn't want to be deployed, but that was never confirmed. But here we go, brand new story. The wife of a 19-year-old sailor who jumped overboard from the USS Abraham Lincoln accused the Navy of keeping her in the dark about what she described as her husband's suicide attempt, according to a Thursday report from MS Now. The sailor spent roughly an hour in the water after going overboard August 3rd before being rescued. His wife told the outlet later. But she said Navy officials did not contact her about what happened until 4 days later. Quote, I think it was handled very poorly because they didn't inform me and they didn't want me to know. And they're just trying to cover this up, the woman said. And she was granted anonymity because of the sensitive mental health issue involved here. Yeah, if her husband did, in fact, try to commit suicide, then, yeah, you got to keep that on the DLT, figure out what's going on. She insisted or said learned something was wrong from one of her husband's friends aboard the carrier who initially told her that members of his squadron had gone overboard before, later identifying him as her spouse. The wife said that the husband had struggled with exhaustion and homesickness during the first deployment and sought help from both his chain of command and the ship's medical team. She alleged his concerns were repeatedly brushed aside. Well, is there something else going on? Like when it comes to just overly long deployments, that can happen sometimes. This person is also 19. Maybe they didn't really understand what they're signing up for, but so the Navy declined to discuss the individual sailor's medical information but pushed back on a broader concern about deteriorating mental health conditions aboard the carrier, with a spokesperson telling the outlet, "We have not observed an increase in suicidal ideations aboard the ship," and adding that mental health professionals are available to sailors. On Thursday, CNN reported that the Navy is moving to provide relief to ships, which has been deployed since November and has remained at sea months beyond its originally expected May return as the war with Iran continues, though it remains unclear when that relief will arrive. So, a lot of speculation going on. Senator Richard Blumenthal also pressed Navy leadership, including Defense Secretary Hegseth, for answers Wednesday, citing reports of supply shortages, water contamination, plumbing problems, as we talked about, and deteriorating mental health conditions and poor living conditions in general. It's a long deployment. Morale is down, fighting a war with Iran. I could see some people being troubled over this. Now, this is the allegation. And how is the BBC reporting this? Well, we're going to find out right now. We're going to find out what the BBC is saying about all this.
Some Democratic lawmakers here in the U.S. are demanding answers from the Pentagon after reports that thousands of U.S. military members stationed on the USS Abraham Lincoln in the Middle East are facing poor living conditions. Some Democratic U.S. Defense Secretary Peter Hegseth said those reports were, quote, completely misrepresented. Reports on Tuesday claimed that widespread food shortages and broken plumbing on board have resulted in a mental health crisis for multiple sailors. And military news outlets reported some sailors have considered jumping overboard. The USS Lincoln has not docked at a port for more than 250 days, making it one of the longest deployments in modern history. The vessel is now stationed in the North Arabian Sea, home to 5,000 crew members serving the U.S. in the war against Iran. A Navy official told our editorial news partner CBS that the ship, quote, is operating in a highly contested environment where traditional supply hubs in the Middle East were disrupted by combat actions. In response, leadership prioritized mission-critical supplies. First food, then hygiene items, then mail. Current reports from the ship confirm continuous access to clean water, functional AC, and healthy meal options. Let's speak now to Allison Bath, a reporter for the military newspaper Stars and Stripes, covering the U.S. Navy, and she first reported on the story last month. Allison, thank you so much for joining us. What more did you find in your reporting, both about the conditions on the ship and these mental health issues that we mentioned?
In speaking with sailors aboard the ship and their family members, their spouses, I found that they had endured food shortages and rationing, as well as water shortages, the inability to take showers or hot showers for quite a bit of time. And they did have a stretch where they were not able to do their laundry. They told me that many of those issues had been resolved. Those problems were early in their deployment.
I guess I'm not hearing anything that is too crazy here, like water rationing and food rationing, and maybe you're not able to do your laundry as much as you like. I'm not hearing like deplorable, awful conditions. Are these the conditions that would drive a person to throw yourself overboard if you can't do your laundry for a few weeks? I can't
get a roll of quarters at Kroger. Can't run my machines.
Even if the food is bad consistently, is that a reason to throw yourself overboard?
Let's do it.
I'm not hearing anything so far that is that would cause so that there might be something else going on here. Like this guy did have mental health issues, and then they're saying, well, what else is going on there? People are complaining about all this stuff. Oh, this guy threw himself off because the food sucks. But meanwhile, they're using it as like a PR campaign. But I'm going to listen to the rest of this. Maybe there's more reasons.
But that they were also exhausted. They had
they're tired.
Only one stop, two stops. One in Guam in December. It was a very short stop. and a large number of the service members were not able to get off of the ship. They had a second stop in Oman and a very similar scenario with not very many, a lot of sailors not able to get off the ship, as well as it was in a controlled area. So they weren't able to go out into a town like in a regular port stop. You would have sailors able to go out into a town. They can eat different food. They can sleep in a different bed.
Vacation? Like they're talking about like a cruise vacation. Like on a cruise, you stop at different areas and you're able to stamp it a local culture. But now that we're at war and you're working for the U.S. military, it's no longer cruise time, okay? It's no longer poolside and beach volleyballs and all that kind of stuff. You have to watch what you eat. You can't, you have to ration. And so maybe this wartime posture is throwing some of these sailors for a loop. But I'm not hearing anything egregious at this point. Maybe I'm just a hardened Gen Xer. Yeah. I don't know. And maybe I'm not in the mind of a 19-year-old who thought they signed up for Royal Caribbean Cruise Line with Tomahawk missiles. Maybe I'm wrong, people. Write me, let me know. I know we have people formerly in the military that listen to this show, probably some former sailors and seamen out there. Let me know. Am I wrong about this? Or are they basically conflating what is going on here? They saw one problem and then they're attributing a series of other inconveniences to that problem. But we have to hear how the administration is responding to this. He has more to say. Donald Trump has more to say about this situation than just grunting into a microphone, even though I would probably accept that. Here we go. This is a little guy named Donald Trump Jr.
Tonight, President Trump dismissing reports of poor living conditions aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln, a key aircraft carrier supporting the war against Iran.
Family members of U.S. service members are concerned about the conditions on board the USS Lincoln.
Well, no, that ship is moving. No, they're not. That ship is moving right now, very shortly.
The Pentagon now sending another carrier to the region after the more than 5,000 soldiers and Marines on the Lincoln had not made a port call since December, a record. Relatives had complained of plumbing issues and limited fresh food. A U.S. official says one sailor went overboard and was quickly rescued. The president pressed by NBC's Julie Sirkin.
We're pounding it. No. Not nearly long enough.
Danielle Rappa's son is on board.
I do support the president overall, but, I have every right to disagree with a comment.
We'd spoken with Melanie Stowe yesterday.
It's been difficult.
Her daughter's been deployed since last year.
What do you make of those comments?
Well, I am a Trump supporter. I feel that it was more of a comment that the job hasn't been completed yet, more than the sailors need to stay out there longer.
She had a more pointed response for Defense Secretary Hegseth.
I would say that he should fly his butt out there to take a look.
Tippy top.
Tonight, the Navy's acting secretary is calling those on the Lincoln the epitome of American strength, and he's slamming the media for trying to paint them as victims. Tom?
We thank you for watching, and remember.
Yeah, something's going on here. Like this, that was NBC Nightly News. I did a BBC report on this. It's like this is like all over the place about these quote unquote deteriorating conditions. But as I played from the BBC, it doesn't sound that bad. Like the ship is not sinking. There's only one sailor that's going overboard, and we don't even know why. So it does seem like something else is going on here, considering our war just kind of ramped back up with Iran. There's something else at play. Something else is going on.
Oh, they might not be telling us the truth.
Yeah.
About something. Something
else is going on here.
Yeah.
Don't have my finger on it yet, but I just wanted to bring that up. And while we're on kind of politics and I guess the military and deployments, I will bring this up. This is also Donald Trump talking about deploying troops to Illinois. Now, have you heard about this one, Joe?
I don't think so.
Do you know,
is it a Chicago thing?
Yeah, I'm going to ask you, why do you think Donald Trump is deploying troops to Chicago? If you had to guess.
trannies. Let's just say trannies, gang violence.
I think gang violence. I think you got it right there. I think you got it. Here we go.
Mind up on Chicago, though?
Well, we're going in. I didn't say when. We're going in. When you lose, look, I have an obligation. This isn't a political thing. I have an obligation. When we lose, when 20 people are killed over the last 2.5 weeks, and 75 are shot with bullets. So let me tell you a little story about a place called
very specific.
DC, District of Columbia, right here where we are. It's now a safe zone. We have no crime. We have.
I don't know about
it's
that.
in such great shape. You can go and actually walk with your children, your wife, your husband. You can walk right down the middle of the street. You're not going to be shot, Peter. You're safe. Everyone likes you anyway. They probably wouldn't do it. But it's so dangerous. And there are people in this audience that you've suffered greatly. There are people in this audience that have been mugged and hurt badly, and they don't want to talk about it. Maybe you were very brave in talking about it. You made.
So this is he goes on for 6 minutes. 300 National Guard troops to be deployed to Chicago, Illinois, because of gang violence. He didn't specifically say that, but I'm kind of curious to see what he says right around the 3-minute mark. Because it does, like I said, it does carry on for quite a while.
Please let the president send it. These were people from Chicago. Please, we need help. We need help. We can't walk outside. We're petrified. If the governor of Illinois would call me up, I would love to do it. Now, we're going to do it anyway. We have the right to do it because I have an obligation to protect this country. And that includes Baltimore. I saw where Governor
You're going into
Moore
Baltimore,
was,
too. Okay.
Asking me to take a walk down the street of Baltimore. Well, Baltimore is a very unsafe place. It's
Okay. Now, this is not the same Trump from a couple years ago. This isn't. Out of all the opportunities to deploy troops, and it's like this gang violence is not a new issue, especially during the Trump administration. So why now? There are more shootings on Memorial Day weekend or Labor Day coming up. Like, why now? Like, why this particular weekend in Chicago or 2 weeks in Chicago was the catalyst for this? There's been more dangerous and deadly weekends than what we've just talked about. So something else is going on. Something else is going on here.
Yeah. Is it distractions from Iran or something?
I don't know. People are speculating this has everything to do about the upcoming election. I don't know.
Maybe.
Who knows? But I don't trust the reasoning. The reasoning is not, it doesn't follow any logic. Because like we said, I mean, it's like, there's been more dangerous times. So,
yeah.
All right. As I move on here, this is, I saw this article. I'm going to read it. This is it's kind of an AI piece of news, kind of surveillance piece of news. This is called Everything is About to Go Dark. And I read the first paragraph of this and I was like, I don't know what this guy is about. Like, whose side is he on? I don't know. I don't know if he's like anti-surveillance state or pro-surveillance state. We're going to find out together. And this is written like a blog, so keep that in mind. I'm coming down from spending a few days at the USNICS security right here in my hometown of Baltimore. This means that my days have been taken up with two kinds of conversations. First, explaining to colleagues why Baltimore isn't actually like The Wire, and second, trying not to talk about AI. Here, I'm going to break this second rule. I have my worries about what AI means for our field. I'm assuming he means cybersecurity for various definitions of field. But in this post, I want to focus on just one thing that I've started to worry about, and it's a perverse thing. Specifically, I'm concerned that AI is going to make software much too secure. While that doesn't seem like doesn't seem so bad on the surface, there are consequences to this. I mean something very specific. I'm concerned that U.S. intelligence and law enforcement agencies are about to go dark, meaning they're going to suddenly lose a huge amount or a huge portion of their capability. And that isn't going to be simply a problem for those agencies, but also for us who value computer security and privacy in general. To explain how we got here, we need to talk about recent history. This actually gives me a real excuse to reference The Wire, just because it's a perfect snapshot of what electronic surveillance looks like way back in 2002. If you've seen the first season, you'll recall that it's about cops wiretapping drug dealers who use payphones and burner phones. The mobile phones in the show are relatively a new technology for the time, but from a technological perspective, nothing in this scenario would have shocked the cop who jumped forward, say, from the year 1989. In less than a decade from the primer, everything in those episodes became totally quaint. The change began in the late 2000s thanks to the rise of smartphones and texting. Because smartphones can actually store data as well as conveying it, the contents of those phones quickly became useful sources for law enforcement and their capability. Or they were up until 2010 when Apple began encrypting iPhone storage using a key derived from the user's passcode. Android phones followed shortly thereafter. The next year, Apple deployed end-to-end encryption in iPhone text messages. By 2014, a tiny texting startup named WhatsApp had gathered 600 million users worldwide. By 2016, those users, now nearly 1 billion strong, were all using default end-to-end encryption messaging and calls. Those two trends, the move from calls to text and text to encrypted data, happened very rapidly. The chart below gives us a transition of that. So yeah, everyone is like over the, I guess, open air or non-encrypted calls and non-encrypted text to now default encrypted text. And I guess this guy is a security. So this guy he's a cryptographer and professor at Johns Hopkins University. So maybe that's a little backgrounder on where he's coming from with his thinking. He doesn't like this. I'm gathering he doesn't like encryption or privacy. But he goes on to say the FBI and law enforcement agencies were not insensitive to what was going to happen. In 2014, Director Comey announced an initiative called Going Dark, which would launch national conversation about what providers could do or can be compelled to do to make these new communication media legible to law enforcement and counterintelligence. So the way I read that is like, okay, the FBI needs to directly talk to these big companies to just get the pass keys to unencrypt the messages anytime they want. That's what I got out of that. And this guy's concerned that AI is going to make things even more secure, I imagine. So yeah, he goes on to say that. So I'll skip forward to the actual problem. So in the era of AI bug hunting, this April, just 4 months ago, Anthropic announced a new model called Mythos that happened to be unusually skilled at software vulnerability finding. The U.S. government temporarily blocked its export, restricting access to U.S. agencies and trusted vendors. While the ban was dramatic and made for good PR, it turned out to be mostly pointless. OpenAI, along with Chinese open-weight models like ZAI and Moonshot, have since demonstrated that vulnerability models like the models they have, like ZAI and Moonshot, isn't something a single lab is likely to hold a monopoly on. The list of serious vulnerabilities that made these models capable, they found vulnerabilities that just kept getting more scary and scary by the day. At first glance, it may seem like good news for offense or red teams in the cybersecurity area and for hackers in general, but I doubt that's how it will play out in the long term. Defenders are now in the process of patching every bug they can find, often decades worth of bugs, in a backlog that feels huge. And they're making progress. Entire CI tool chains are being rebuilt and incorporate AI-based vulnerability scanning before software ever reaches the point where a human will touch it. just as an aside, that is my mandate at my company right now. I have to go and use, I don't have to use AI, I'm using AI to find and automate vulnerability on all software in order so it is protected and patched within 24 hours so it cannot be exploited by a hacker or another nation. And I think that's what he's getting at here. I'll get to, I'm going to guess. He is upset that nation state actors, whether it's the U.S. government or anybody else, won't have access to these software vulnerabilities for their intelligence gathering, and that hackers or bad people will have true encrypted privacy that is impenetrable to governments around the world. I think that's what his concern is, and I'm going to read down here. The debate is over. The debate over exceptional access mechanisms never really went away. In some places, like in the UK, it even metastasized into something worse. Here in the U.S., it mostly went into hibernation. Some of the slowdown can legitimately be attributed to expert pushback, academics and industry engineers pointing out the risk of backdoors might be abused by the very adversaries that agencies are supposed to be protecting us against. But I fear it was less of a principled pause and more of a market that was just pricing supply. So what do we do about this? So he's upset that these backdoors that are being patched are not going to be exploited by governments and spy agencies to find the bad guys, and that AI is helping bad people do this. The destruction of low-hanging vulnerability fruit will make law enforcement and intelligence agencies need to be much more acute. The demand for constructed intentional backdoors will restart in earnest. So he's asking right here, and this guy's a professor at Johns Hopkins University. He is going to, I guarantee they are going to be asking Apple and all major manufacturers, probably even chip makers, for backdoors to be put into every piece of software and maybe even chips and hardware so they can get in anytime they want, because AI is making software too secure in the future. This is crazy. This is Big Brother stuff. And this is what
it's not shocking, because during the Snowden thing, we learned about how the infrastructure from a hardware perspective was being, exploited by governments. Like, we're going to put this little thing in there, we're going to put that little thing in there. So by default, it was already kind of ready to pipe in your data into some government superstructure. But then there was also the famous room that Bill Binney talked about in AT&T as far back as, like, what was it, the early 2000s, where it's like they just pretty much siphon off your phone line, your internet. Like, it's the same thing. It's just now we're going to put AI in front of all of it.
Yeah. And so AI in front of everything, and then backdoors for government AI to get into. Because this is what he even says right here. They're asking, so the worst part about this dynamic is that these potential new backdoors will probably only affect countries that demand them, meaning that they will be primarily useful for allowing the U.S. to weaken their own systems. Yeah, and so we demand backdoors into our own software, but China will be completely secure, and all Western companies will be allowed to spy on their citizens. It's not like China won't, but
it's so interesting though, where they talk about, they have no rights in China, that is a surveillance state, and it's like, is that what it is? It's so bad for those people.
They're just demanding it right here. Like this guy went on and on and on whining about like how AI is going to be like the thing that makes everything so secure that U.S. intelligence and law enforcement won't have backdoors in anything. But then he goes on to say, this is not a call to action. but he's trying. But he says this is Not a call to action to rally a sophisticated plan, but it is a call to action. He's just upset. This professor is upset.
Yeah. Well, and I think wasn't John Hopkins was one of the more vocal organizations that were telling us about how dangerous COVID is and how we're all going to die and wear all your masks and take all your shots. Wasn't that them?
I think Johns Hopkins University, I think they have a lot of government money being funneled in there.
Yeah.
I think that's just the way it is. One more surveillance state one, then I'll play a clip from Candace and Andrew. That'll kind of lead us into what maybe you have. But here's another one, kind of surveillance state. It's about McDonald's, if you can believe it. But here we go. McDonald's secret sauce is really commercial surveillance.
Oh, really?
Originally from Wired. And this is from Wired here. This is what it says. When I first downloaded the McDonald's app years ago, I signed up for its loyalty program, hoping for better deals. That's how they get you. You know, you never get good deals with these apps, or they give you like a certain window of time. You can get like 50% off or something like that, but it's all BS. Don't sign up for. Don't download these. I got the Taco Bell app. It doesn't do anything.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, so you signed up for the app.
Did you get the new one?
The new Taco Bell app? No.
Yeah, they just updated it this week.
Oh, I got to update then. I'm back on board. It's good. I signed up for the loyalty program hoping to get better deals. Why not get some cheap French fries, right? While I understood that this would entail some sort of data tracking, I didn't grasp how this information would be used algorithmically to predict my next purchase. As a California resident, I have the legal right to access the data a company stores about me. So I decided to request the information from McDonald's to better understand what one major fast food company is collecting about its customers. A few days after I visited McDonald's Privacy Rights Center, and I requested my data, I received a 515-page file in my inbox with the iconic golden arches stamped across the top. 515 pages of data they collected on you? Holy crap. That is absolutely insane. Oh, boy.
I mean, you got to understand, like, what is the data? Is it transactional? Because if you think about, like, a receipt from CVS, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot there. A lot of nothing.
True. There's not much there, but it doesn't mean they can't like cross-reference it. So it has like what McDonald's calls it, estimated number of visits during the next 6 weeks. So they have like predictive analytics on this. And it said 2.16 that he is going to visit. So 2 days out of the next 6 weeks, he's going to visit. Estimated average spending during the next 6 weeks, about $14 for him. Estimated total spending during the next 6 weeks. Customer attribution likelihood. So a lot of like some predictive analytics on there, and then tracking. I get everything. And then I guess if you sign up for this app, maybe McDonald's has the right to resell this data to Burger King or Taco Bell. I don't know. Maybe
do they? I don't know that they do.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe those things are long, but yeah, I mean, they could be making a lot of money on that data. But if somebody found out that was in their policy, I think there'd be noise about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There are a bunch of like, you know, OCD nerd types that would be combing through, and you see it every now and again where people be like, holy crap, look at this policy. Like, remember when PayPal was going to do whatever the hell they were gonna do?
They had the right to kick you off PayPal if they perceived you to be some sort of risk or socially problematic. Like you had bad opinions. I remember that.
Right. So I think, excuse me, if they're saying something like that in their policy or terms, people are going to go like, whoa, you know, and they're going to get upset. But I think the data capture and the projection stuff, I mean, that's all part of doing business these days, as far as I can tell.
Yes, by default. Like I would say every app you go to, every app you download, every website, they're collecting your data. And then they're reselling it. That's another way for them to make money. I think that's just the way it got, right or wrong, that's just the way it happens. And so McDonald's is doing it. And they're trying to...
They're all doing it.
Yeah, so McDonald's is surveilling you. Wendy's is surveilling
you. That's not surveillance.
They're surveilling you, Joe. They're surveilling you.
Probably when you go in the restaurant, but it's not necessarily surveillance when you're just ordering stuff. I think they're doing this to capture metrics. They're looking at your demographics, how old you are, this kind of stuff. I mean, businesses are doing it for business reasons. I think the flock cameras combined with the AI tools and the data centers and the cryptocurrency that's or the whatever coin is going to come from the government where they could shut you down. Like that's a totally different approach and rationale.
I don't know. I'd like to think that Ron McDonald's in a white van, wiretapping my phones. He could be. He's got binoculars looking out the window, looking around.
Him and the Hamburglar sitting out there in a van.
Yeah. Putting a bag over someone's head, taking them in the van and
black bagging them. Yeah.
doing ice raids at Taco Bell they're a very powerful organization.
They are.
All right, that's all I got on that. I just wanted to bring it up real quick, and then I'm going to play a clip from Andrew, Wilson, and Candace. Here we go. I'm not exactly sure which section this is. I grabbed it for a reason.
It'll be a big surprise.
Yeah, it's here we go. Oh yeah, okay. This is a big one. This was a big one. The internet's still talking about this. Here we go.
Oh my God. It's like, yeah. Like we can't not talk. God damn it, Daddy, chill. Like, even if you're talking about Andrew Wilson and Candace, it still orbits around the goddamn Israel thing. Like, stop it.
You
just
cannot get
go away.
You cannot, Joe. Here we go. Here's Andy.
Yeah, I'm fine with closings if you want to do closings.
Well, I also would just, if I may ask a question, which one of the charges against, or all of them, do you think Tyler Robinson is guilty of?
The specific charge?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think is that Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, but of the 7 charges
that he's being
charged.
Yeah. Can we list them real quick? I'll tell you exactly which ones. We'll pull them up.
Well, do you know any of the charges he's up for right now?
Yeah, of course. But I want to make sure that we have them listed.
Yeah, but like can you name one? Because my general perspective is that you don't actually care about this case. You're not following the case.
That's the question. You're just not following it enough.
It seems pretty, like, if you're going to engage and you're going to say the evidence is overwhelming that Tyler Robinson is guilty, I just think that you should, can you tell me one
Then let's do the counter. You can really, hang on, this is a great gotcha.
No. You just got to ask me, play clips out of context, put me in the hot seat. So please just answer the question.
This is fair. Name all 7 since you've been following the case.
Name one.
Okay, sure. You name one.
Yeah, you named all 7.
I'm happy to do that, but can you name one?
I think he's been charged with murder.
That's actually incorrect.
Okay, great. Now name all 7.
He doesn't even. This is like
name all 7.
And I
can you name all 7?
I can.
Then do it.
The first charge is aggravated murder because that's what carries a death sentence in the state of Utah. No,
Next.
that's not. That is literally not murder.
Okay.
The second charge is the felony discharge of a weapon. The next 2 charges are for obstruction of justice.
Okay.
The next 2 charges are for witness tampering, and
what's the specific charges though?
That is them: obstruction of justice, witness tampering.
Okay, and there's no other specifics to them.
Well, I can tell you why he's being charged.
No, just the charges, and then 7.
Yeah, see, the bad thing is when you try to be an a-hole and it doesn't work.
What's the 7th?
The last charge is violence in front of a minor.
Okay, got it.
I think your team would like to pull up the 7 charges that he just asked you about. If you guys want to pull that up, just to confirm.
Aggravated murder, felony discharge of a firearm, obstruction of justice, which is counts 3 and 4, 5 and 6, tampering with a witness, and count 7
violent
I said offense in the presence of a minor.
I did notice something. I just was curious about. If I'm just wondering.
Yeah.
When you pulled out your phone just before you asked that question, did somebody by chance text you that question?
You can check my phone.
I'm just curious.
No, you can absolutely not. I have not had one communication with a single person, not even my producers who are in there this whole time we were here. You want to check my phone? I'm happy to take it.
Let's see
if anyone was texted at all
Good for you,
during this
PBA.
debate.
You give me permission.
You
so I'm
have
looking
full
up, I'm not
permission
gonna
to
give
go through my
names.
phone. I don't need to
So
cheat.
the last one has nothing to do with it. It's just a compliment.
I haven't even read my text messages.
That's
so
a compliment.
He's reading them.
You're okay. You'll give me permission.
Yes.
I'm just going to read 3 of them
Yes.
to 1132 because after that, I don't need to read it.
Any other texts? Could have been Telegram. Could have been something.
Oh, come on. This guy is a wiener.
He's a douchebag, dude.
He is a wiener. So this is what I don't
You
like.
can't name any charges, and then he supposedly he had an earpiece in. I don't know.
I saw the picture. I mean, it did either an earplug or an earpiece. It looked like something.
It looked like that. Yeah, and I don't know why you'd be wearing earplugs when you're not at a rock show or something like that. So it definitely looked like an earpiece. And of course, when you start accusing people of the things you're doing, that's a guilty conscience.
Like for me, I'm open to either side. And what I would really appreciate here is like an honest conversation or an honest debate of not seeking to just win a debate, but actually arrive at some sort of more correct truth. And Andrew,
he didn't go there for that. That guy didn't go there.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. He was there to win something, and I don't know why. Other than ego, or he's being paid to do this.
Ego. Yeah. I mean, the only thing I can think is ego. Like, he's the one, I don't know that, like, if I were Turning Point or whoever, I'd be like, dude, just don't. Like, this isn't going to end well for us. Candace has been on this. Like,
even if Candace is incorrect, she came off better in that clip than he did. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if she's 100% incorrect, he comes off like a wiener. Like someone you just don't want to...
Or an asshole. Yeah. He comes off like an asshole.
I didn't want to curse, but okay. Yeah.
I am.
Okay. I know. We passed that a long time ago. Look at this shit. Do you have any other clips from this? Because I'd like to hear more.
I have all the clips.
Okay, let's play.
So this one, because you picked a clip that really encapsulates Wilson's entire approach.
Yeah.
The AI folks didn't waste any time trying to, just satirize it, I guess.
Is that the first one you have up there?
It is a hooker. Looks like a hooker.
I just want to make sure I'm playing the right one.
Yeah, I think you would. Yeah, if it's a hooker.
How much?
200.
Okay, define 200.
What?
No, you made a claim. I'm asking you to substantiate the underlying premise.
Are you buying or not?
That's not an answer. You're dodging the question! You lick sniz!
That's some good AI. Like,
no, dude.
When it comes to just the personality of the fake person on there, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, it's getting really good. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the way, like, it was exhausting. This is why, like, I was so excited. I get a work from home day on Friday. So I was like super excited to watch it in real time. And then I'm like, the guy was so like, I just couldn't there was something, he was abrasive. You know what I mean? It was just hard to listen to the guy. And I mean, I don't even know what else to say. Like, the guy came out of nowhere. He's really sus. I mean, he gets caught in lies multiple times throughout the whole thing. Like, his wife said he's a sniper. He's like, well, I'm not really a sniper. That's just a term people use. And it's like, what?
It's a term they use for snipers. You know?
Yeah. No, I know, dude. It's like, and it was just a lot of that stuff. A lot of that kind of stuff.
Is he former military?
He says he is. He's like, I was in there for a short time. And then he says in another video that he wasn't in the military. There's something crazy about this dude.
I would imagine guys in the military who were snipers probably prefer other guys who aren't snipers not be called that. It's like kind of like stolen valor kind of situation. But what do I know?
And then he was talking about how, like, he trained guns, like he was a gunsmither or something. He was really close to guns, and he talked about how bullets fall apart in the air and all. Like, just you try to get your head around what he's saying, and you're like, it's a tactic. I think it's a tactic that dumb, egotistical losers use, is just to like throw a smorgasbord of complicated bullshit, one thing after the next into a room and go, you figure it out. It's just like, that's his strategy.
It's the same strategy as UFO disclosure. Release a bunch of crap and say, you figure it out.
Yeah. There's all this bullshit that may or may not be real.
Yeah.
Have at it.
You have fun. But here is the next clip. Here you go.
You just presented a text message and said, this is evidence. Well, that's how this entire thing began. You're talking about how Israel got into the conversation.
Actually, let's play this in reverse.
Okay. I'll pause that one. I'll pause it.
Yeah. Because
and good on PBD for doing this. He doesn't have to do this. Yeah. He doesn't have to go through this malarkey. He has good numbers for him, but it is also very annoying probably to get these people together. Seems like a lot of work.
All right, so this one's the shortest version, and this one might fit better ahead. It'll be more to contextualize what she says, because it opens up, like the guy opens up with like an opening statement, like this is some Oxford-style debate or some shit. But Candace is like, I just want to talk about the thing, and we can figure it out.
Yeah, can you just have like a regular conversation, like a normal person?
Yeah, because you could see Andrew Wilson going, well, here's why I think this. It's, when I took a look at this and then this happened, and, it's, I think it'd just be a little simpler if it was, and they could have that kind of conversation. This was more like, boy, if I can beat this bitch down, I'm going to do it.
So, okay, here we go.
Charlie responded with this. Okay, great. Remind them that they are there for one.
By the way, he says
security only.
Real quick, sorry. This is part of his opening. Maybe this isn't. I mean, this is the clip, but I don't know if it's the right clip because I want to get your full context. Maybe this one gives you a little better context. I have a couple different ones, but give this one a shot.
We'll give this one a go. It's okay. Looks like a longer clip, and maybe this is a better clip for context. Here we go.
As I hold in my possession never before seen messages from Charlie Kirk to his security team on September 9th, 2025.
Yeah, this is better.
I'm going to share
turn it up a little bit
you today, which is the first time this information's ever been publicly revealed. On September 9th, Charlie's security team wrote to him, yes, law enforcement has been fully supportive and agreed to a security plan and posture. Tomorrow's event will be covered by both my team and the campus PD. If additional support is required, patrol units will be available. I have 11 on site. Charlie responded with this. Okay, great. Remind them that they are there for one person's security only, because I'm somewhat worried the left is trying to kill me. That was a message sent September 9th. Whatever could he have meant by that? Well, I think he meant exactly what he said, that he was worried the left was going to try to kill him.
We knew that there was always going to be a threat, but Charlie and I we promised each other we would never live in fear. And he would say, if they're going to get me, they're going to get me. But he was not messaging people the day before saying, I'm going to be murdered, they're coming after me, someone's going to kill me. He didn't say that. And I have his cell phone. Didn't say that.
But they owned right away, which felt great, that if you guys recall, Erica sat down with Glenn Beck. I actually missed this portion because I didn't get to watch the interview in its entirety, and we were pulling clips because a lot was coming out very quickly. But there was a portion that was going around that was viral, and it was Erica saying that she had Charlie's phone and that Charlie never texted anybody the night before saying that he thought that they were going to kill him. And that obviously reflected poorly on me because I was the one who said that he did, in fact, text multiple people the night before. And then I went on Jimmy Dore on Friday, Jimmy Dore's show, and I clarified. I said, Andrew Colvett told me specifically that he was one of the people that received this text message. So I got that first person. I didn't get that from a source. I got that directly from Andrew Colvett. And then somebody who had access to Dan Flood's communications said that Dan Flood similarly received a text message. They owned that right away and explained, Erica said that she has Charlie's phone. She's looking at his iMessages. And it turns out that he, like everybody else, communicates on Signal. He communicates on Telegram. And that those when she heard me say that, they then went and looked, and yes, that what I said was true. Andrew Colvett received a message the night before, and Dan Flood received a message the night before. Now they asked me if I had actually like a concrete a copy of what Dan Flood got the night before, and I said no. If somebody told me what it said, which was almost exactly what Andrew said, which is they're going to kill me. Andrew did not know who they were, that he was referring to were. But they clarified that the message that Dan Flood received said the left is going to kill me. So I can't confirm that one way or the other. I have to trust them on that because I did not see that concrete message. I was told that it said they.
Okay.
So now if you want to go back, so clearly there's a little bit of back and forth on this message, but that's the problem with this whole thing is that there's so much lying happening from Turning Point and all the people in that orbit that it's like, y'all are not doing yourselves any favors here.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who it was, but it was like Baron Coleman or one of these people who's following it. And they're like, what y'all need to do is take everything you've written, transcribe everything you've said, all the people involved with Turning Point, Erica, the Charlie Kirk thing, run it through ChatGPT, Claude, whatever you need to do, and just have it give you a narrative that you can all stick to that will help secure some level of credibility at this point, because it's gone. It is non-existent with the amount of lying and back and forth that they've been doing. So that said, the debate part that I plugged in right after our hooker.
Okay.
We can go back to that.
Well, we'll do that. Here's the debate part.
Sorry.
That's all right. We got to do a little rewind. Here we go.
Charlie responded with this. Okay, great. Remind them that they are there for one person's security only.
The Vigilant Fox.
Vigilant.
Under the hooker.
Oh, Under the Hooker. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Twitter link by Vigilant Fox.
Yep. Here we go. Okay. Here we go.
You just presented a text message and said this is evidence. Well, that's how this entire thing began. You're talking about how Israel got into the conversation. It was because immediately after Charlie died, one of the first things we saw was this push to make us all think and remember how much he loved Israel. It's because the prime minister of Israel, who's fighting like a 27-front war, felt that he needed to come do a little mini tour and to be, strangely, to state that I did not kill Charlie Kirk. But nobody was having that thought that I can remember. Nobody was going, I wonder if Bibi Netanyahu killed Charlie Kirk. And then we had a round of influencers who lied and said Charlie was not changing on Israel, that he wasn't having any disagreements regarding that topic, that the day he died, he just loved Israel so much. And I demonstrated via a text message, which you just mentioned, and you're now contextualizing and pretending it was just about Tucker Carlson, which is not true. It was a part of a broader shift that Charlie was having over the last, I would say, actually, on your show, it began since October 7th, which is when I began asking myself more questions about Israel as well.
Overall, I think it's great that this happened, and I wish this would happen more often, where people would actually from different ideas, spectrums, or perspectives on a singular event get together and talk. I just wish it was not done with, an asshole like Andrew. Now, I know maybe I'm being a little too harsh because I've only seen a few clips from him, but it just so happens the clips I've seen of him talking, he's coming off very smarmy and like a wiener. So,
yeah. We'll get back to some of the debate stuff, but the problem is that there are little data points like this, and on the Stu Peters show, there's been a lot of this, but they're like tracking the search trends and where searches are coming from and what people are searching for. And it's all like this shit that you're just like, oh, come on. Like that, you could say coincidence once, but once you get to the like 20th time, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Let's let's break this
Tyler
up.
Robinson's exact.
Sorry. I'm going to break this open. I'll bring this up on screen.
Apartment address was Google searched in Hebrew from the Egyptian jet that was stalking Charlie Kirk.
April 29th, 2025, there are hits for Hebrew search parameters that you put in here. What's the translation?
That is Tyler Robinson's address.
How did Tyler Robinson become a patsy? He attended an event at Dixie Tech hosted by Wilkerson's Electric just 6 days before Charlie Kirk was eliminated. Wilkerson Electric is contracted at UVU for the new engineering building. Just an interesting coincidence.
That definitely looks like Tyler Robinson. I just wonder how long they have been watching these people.
Tyler Robinson's exact apartment address was Google's.
Yeah, I'll leave it right there. That's repeating. So, Tyler Robinson's exact apartment address was Google searched in Hebrew.
Yeah.
Now they claim from an Egyptian jet, but I think it's like from a specific geolocation in the center of the United States. I forget the exact state, but.
Yeah, no. So the Egyptian planes are the ones. So you got to remember that Egypt and Israel have this complex, but, symbiotic relationship, particularly when it comes to espionage. And so this is where like flight numbers and flight details are being tracked. And Stu Peters had a bunch of information on his show with the whereabouts of some of these planes and how the Adelson plane was meeting up with the Egyptian planes and a turning point plane and doing all these stops that seemed to be too short to do like any fundraising, which was the claim. It was more like this is probably some sort of trafficking or collaboration. This is not like you can't be at a hangar with 2-3 jets and then go straight back off to Israel, which is what Adelson's plane was doing, and expect that this is just like, hey, let me stop by and say hi at the hangar. And it was happening at such a volume that you're like, coincidence, I guess.
I guess not.
You know what I mean? It's like, it can't be.
And typically, if law enforcement got a hold of it, and they were looking at you, the individual citizen, they would definitely use it as a piece of circumstantial evidence to build a case against you. Right. Hey, what are you doing over here? Yeah,
it's the surveillance grid that's being built. As Larry Ellison says,
not for them.
Yeah, so that we have to behave because otherwise Epstein and his collaborators would all be in prison. They don't care. That's not what they're there for.
This is for you, not for them.
It's not for them. So this got everybody very pissed off, and I don't know. It's just like people have like this. I can't remember where I heard it, but it's like when you get these kinds of reactions, it's like when you press down on a wound.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what I mean? It's like, there's something there if you push down gently and there's a reaction that comes up, at an extreme level. Somebody cut me there and there's whatever. I went running, my nipples are bloody, and you gave me a titty twister.
Yeah,
you're going to overreact.
Yeah,
little bit.
All right, I'll play this clip right here. Here we go. You get it all lined up. Here we go.
Respect for the furries.
Yeah, but then they shoot the president.
Nah,
furries.
I don't know if they
Wasn't
did.
that guy a furry?
No, he loved a furry.
Oh, he loved a furry. Sorry.
Yeah, but I'm not even sure if that's true.
Right.
The more time goes on, the more I'm leaning towards Candace Owens.
What?
Whoa.
She's got some very interesting theories about it. Look at that. I don't think any story that you hear in the news is accurate.
Right.
I think
that
there's
could
always
be none or spin on it at least.
There's always some spin.
But the public
so
believes
whatever
it.
the spin is about Tyler Robinson, there's some bullshit to it. I don't know how much of it is bullshit, but there's some bullshit. And one of the more recent bullshits is they found a photo that they were saying was Tyler Robinson, but then people noticed that because he's real thin, people noticed that the cars in the background, the proportions were distorted. And then they realized that what they had done was taken a guy who's like much wider than Tyler Robinson and shrunken the perspective.
Really?
Yep. Yep. And then when you see him for what he really looks like, you're like, oh, there's no way that's that guy. That guy's big.
And then you're like, well, it's mostly true. Like, no, he's shifting
no,
it.
they changed. Like, you look at the hood of the cars behind them; they're all like that narrow.
Who is that?
Wrong. It never happened.
Right.
So that was a big thing this week. Is who manipulated the photo? Did Candace manipulate it, or did the feds or whatever? And it's clearly been manipulated by the feds. Like, why are there this many people? Like, this is another thing Candace gets made fun of for. Like, why are there's multiple people in maroon shirts signaling?
Yeah,
and so forth. Like, what is going on with this? And then this is another example where it's like, I didn't really notice it until somebody pointed it out, but you're like, yeah, that car looks a little shorter than it should. And then you look at it again, and you're like, oh, everything's kind of been compressed width-wise. You know what I mean? It's like the ratio wasn't locked. They just brought the width in and scaled it down. And even then, it's like when you take a closer look, you're definitely not Tyler Robinson. But once you start to straighten it out...
Candace Owens is a evil scum. Degenerate Candace Owens is a evil scumbag.
I'm trying. It's such a small video. It's tough for me to stop.
Yeah. Well, so I don't need to harp on that. But anyway, the picture had been messed up, and Candace is, and everybody can look at it themselves and realize that, again, it's why. Like, and then you got all the influencers like Posobek and Benny Johnson and all these guys saying, oh, it's 4K footage and it's him. You can make his finger out pulling the trigger. And then you're like,
no, it's not.
No, it's not. No. That's not at all what you see. So lying, why are you lying? And these are the guys who, got all the Epstein documents that are further redacted than what was available already online. And they're all doing a big old dog and pony show. But anyway, Tim Pool is one of these primary crash out people. This is an older clip, but this is this is Twitter broadly. Whenever Candace brings some kind of, major, like, oh shit, if that's true, then that means this and that and the other thing.
And just for the record, I do watch Tim Pool. I think he's
so fucking boring.
Hey, yo.
I'm not saying he's not boring, but he does cover current events. I'm not saying he's correct, but I'm just saying I watch him, Joe, okay?
Do it.
Luke Rudowski played a clip of his show, and I was like, holy fuck, he got more boring.
It's not the most exciting show, and I would say by and large, like a lot of his co-hosts are not that good. But somehow he has a massive audience of people like me who will tune in and watch. And I don't even know why I watch anymore.
Hey, yo.
Yeah. But, you watch Walking Dead, so.
That good point. Okay. I don't have good taste, is what you're saying. All right. Well, here we go. Here's Tim Pool.
Degenerate Candace Owens is a f***ing evil scumbag. She is a degenerate.
Whoa.
She is burning everything down, and she's gloating and smiling while she does it. And you know what you told me? She has no security. She doesn't deal with the shit we have to deal with. She's a piece of shit. She's making everyone else suffer. And all of these conservatives out there that send me these messages have no balls to call her out. More and more people have started doing it. They send me these messages. Good for you, Tim. Good for you, Tim. I wasn't the first person to do it. I'm not going to take credit for that. But don't DM me like I did something for you as you cower, scared that she'll put you on her thumbnail and claim you benefited from Charlie Kirk's assassination, which he's doing to me right now.
Yeah, that was
I'm done with these people.
She has security, just not on the level of you.
Oh, yeah, the one fat guy you mentioned with no wall and no barrier in a suburban neighborhood with neighbors. She doesn't give two No one's out for her. She's lying about all of this. You told me you went to her house and she's got a 4-foot wall and one fat guy. And she doesn't give a about her security.
I'll take a fat guy.
Meanwhile, I get bullets fired at my property and I have to go live in the middle of nowhere. And I got strangers coming up to my house in Maryland, breaking in. I got people showing up and beating up the residents who try to live there.
Oh, jeez.
Well, calm down. Hold on there a minute.
There's something wrong with him.
That's a lot of anger. Did she respond? Let's listen to her respond. because she does respond, and I'm kind of curious to see what she says about Tim Pool here. So,
how the am I even supposed to sell this property?
So there's a lot to unpack there. First and foremost, what you are seeing right there is on a display of testosterone. Men that speak to women like this are not tough guys, okay? What you are seeing is actually a display of estrogen. Secondly, Tim Pool doesn't even have the intellect to understand that we put him in the thumbnail because he accused me of being someone who benefited from Charlie Kirk's assassination. So this little, and I really like, he's a small person for this. A very small person who is also theatrical, Timothy Smollett, who pretends every year like people are trying to kill him. He's a chronic fence sitter, okay? Pretending like he is braving the wilderness for being what? The 110,000th person who's making a video about Candace Owens. What's next? Is he going to make a video and call Kanye West anti-Semitic? He is a fundamentally weak man for what he did there. He should apologize. He won't. I don't care what happens to his platform. He's now essentially trying out because he's under financial pressure. He's trying out for a Zionist to pay him, and they will. Okay, they will cut him a check, and I hope it happens for you, Tim. I hope it makes you happy. Baby. But to do that to someone who has never done anything to you other than disagree with you, you are a coward. You are less than a man.
Candace, did
yeah.
Get paid, baby.
And that's so like the Candace's, measured behavior is all it takes to make Andrew Wilson or Tim Pool look like, whatever you're seeing. Like anybody at home who's honest with themselves can see that one of these folks is calm and measured and deliberate, and some of these folks are like popping off,
Especially since they don't really know each other, and this is over something that doesn't really have to do with either one of them. I understand Tim Pool knew Charlie Kirk, but were they best friends? And I think they were friendly, but
Candace was literally best friends with him.
Oh, well.
Like, they toured all over the place. They went all over the place. They stayed in hotels together. They were driving, road tripping together. She has a vested interest in making sure that this is all on the up and up.
Yowza.
Yowzers. There.
Yowza.
I put another one in there.
Oh, no, we got more Tim Pool? Great.
I don't know that it's Tim Pool.
Oh, well, I only watch Tim Pool, and that's the only clip I want to play.
I know.
Okay. I don't know who this is, but here we go.
Off record, do I think Israel fucking killed Charlie Kirk? I absolutely do.
I think Israel killed Charlie Kirk to see what would happen when they killed Trump.
Do you think Trump's ear shooting was staged?
Totally.
Yeah.
But I'm saying Vance is the ultimate Palantir Israel first candidate.
Okay.
He's the clavicular of politics.
Do you think he's behind a lot of this?
I think that all the powers that be, the actual people behind the curtain, which is the tech oligarchs that are connected to Israel, the corporate establishment, are priming Vance to be the ultimate AI Israel candidate. They think Trump's sort of like a dumb old mobster uncle with like gold toilets who just like dances around. And they liked him when he had a lot of energy. But I think, before Charlie Kirk died, he was an extremely polarizing figure. You had people like Nick Fuentes and other people on the further, anti-Zionist right. Being like, fuck Charlie Kirk. All Groypers go to his events, disrupt everything. Like, he's a bitch. Nobody fucked with him, right? And then they killed him and everyone's in tears. All of his haters, Sam Hyde is crying. Nick Fuentes is crying. You got people who were shitting on this guy for fucking money every day, crying their heart out, talking about the left has gone too far. Look at what the left has done. It's time to get revenge. The ultimate, almost powder keg of civil conflict happened after Charlie Kirk was killed. And beforehand, he was polarizing. So what they're doing now, I really believe this, is they're getting people polarized on Trump. They're getting everyone, like Tucker Carlson, following in lockstep to be like, Trump sucks now. Nothing that he promised came true. He was supposed to have no wars. And they're going to kill Trump when they know he's going to die within about a year. And they're going to have a leftist kill him, a trans leftist, maybe a black leftist.
They're definitely going to be trans, black
We're
leftist.
not sure. The ultimate boogeyman is going to become the symbol of the left. The left or the liberal establishment might try to turn them into a folk hero, and they're going to be elevated, and there's going to be a whole thing. And then Vance is going to come into power, have the ultimate crackdown on anybody that's against the system. AI data centers are going to be deployed in their full capacity for surveillance, martial law.
Is Erica Kirk joining him at the helm?
Erica Kirk might be the first lady.
Okay. Off record, do I think...
Interesting theory.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a lot.
When it comes to priming the pump for civil conflict and essentially martial law surveillance takeover, that might do it. I could see that. Yeah, interesting theory. But time is running short. We're 2026. Trump is out in 2 years. Can they just wait him out? But maybe they need to get that. If they really want to stage something, it's got to happen within the next year. So,
yeah. So going back to the debate, I put in an Instagram clip. We'll see how much longer you have patience for this.
I got endless patience. I'm not freaking out like Tim Pool.
No, I hope not.
No. I don't get that angry. Jeez, I'm trying to remember the last time I got that angry at something.
That is crazy.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. It is quite a while. Quite a while. It probably had something to do with The Walking Dead, probably.
Your positive evidence for the fact that Erica was retarded?
I was invited there to do some debate training. That's literally what I was invited there to do on recommendation. I still don't understand what you think she's complicit in.
Yeah, so when I say Erica's complicit, that's my opinion. When you tweeted Erica's too retarded to kill her husband, would you like to explain how you developed your evidence, your positive evidence for the fact that Erica was retarded?
Yeah, sure. So I just think all women are retarded.
Oh, so you're allowed to just say stuff. Who knew? So, and by the way, what dramatically transformed your opinion of Erica after going to the headquarters? Because you were pretty hostile about...
I wasn't hostile towards them.
You don't think calling somebody too retarded?
No,
is?
Come on.
I'm saying that you now are her biggest defender. So do you still think
I'm not her biggest defender.
Do you still think she's too retarded?
No. I didn't know Erica Kirk. I'd never met her before.
Do you find it interesting that people have been asking for, basic answers to questions, and you're saying that you walked into their headquarters and reached out and they instantly...
It's amazing, isn't it? If you reach out in good faith and you're not demonizing them and saying that they're complicit in the murder of people's deaths, that perhaps they're actually willing to release things to you that are pertinent.
Maybe to the media they could release it. They could release it to PBD. They decide to release it to a guy that called Erica too retarded in June.
So what?
Yeah, I just think it kind of shows that Turning Point is sending you as their horse. Your positive evidence for the fact that Erica...
So he's really... You see how much his leg is shaking? Like,
yeah, I know.
He's not a... His leg is like shaking up and down, meaning that he is like inside a sort of fight or flight situation for himself.
Yeah.
And so he's not having like a friendly discussion. Like he is trying to win, and to come into like a good faith discussion, just call women retarded. That is not a good faith discussion when you're trying to get some sort of truthful answer out of somebody.
No, but it's not just that. Do you open up that next Instagram clip? Like, it wasn't just she's too retarded, but that even just that, knowing that, like, I didn't know that, but I'm like finding that out and then realizing that he got brought in to help train people debate at Turning Point. You're like, what?
I didn't know that. Okay.
Thing is clear from the Candace Owens Andrew Wilson debate, and it has nothing to do with Tyler Robinson. It's that Andrew Wilson is a TPUSA shill. Turns out that in March of this year, he tweeted that Erica Kirk is too retarded to have participated in Charlie's assassination. Then in April, he said that she's a terrible leader, a femcon like the rest of the TPUSA organization, and a moron. But then he reveals that to prep for this debate, he reaches out to TPUSA, goes to the headquarters, meets Erica Kirk, and changes his opinion.
Isn't it the case that there's people you've been critical of, and then you've met them, and you're less critical after you meet them?
Too retarded. I feel like if you think that she's dumb and let's just talk about...
I appreciate that extra context.
But it shows me like who Andrew Wilson really is. Like he's like trying to get famous on Twitter or social media by having hot takes and saying controversial things without really meaning them. And yeah, that's a way to certainly get some attention. It's basically the shock jock version of notoriety. But I wouldn't call him like a good faith debater at that point. He's just trying to get popular. That's it. He's just trying to get popular. He doesn't care about anything else, as far as I know.
No. So then this one came up, and I thought it was a little bittersweet. But when you think about the texts, whether it was a leftist or if it was the donors or whatever, like somebody had the bright idea to take the sound out of this video, and this is like a day or two or whatever before that UVU thing.
Okay. So this is no sound video?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll find out.
Have some mild pushback on some of the overreaches, whether it's, whether they're winning or losing the propaganda.
Oh, they put song in the background. So I will see if I can. I'll play this. I might have to cut it out of the YouTube video version, but here we go. Yeah, it's just Charlie Kirk, frowning, not looking comfortable. Yeah, it's just his facial expressions. He doesn't look like a happy gentleman right here. This is the face of a very concerned. This is the way the world is on this gentleman right here. Does not look at ease with himself.
It's I think, it's not quite like this, but it's almost like, and I use this analogy quite a bit, there are these times in life where you feel like you've been running and running and running because there's something chasing you, whether you're working really hard or there's some pressure on you. And you ultimately, like, when you see a predator and prey animals, you see it on National Geographic where the rabbit, for example, is being chased down by a coyote and they're back and forth and the rabbit is going to one side of the fence and then the other side of the house. And then the coyote sort of corners them and the rabbit kind of just does this look of like, well, that was fun. And it knows.
Yeah. It gives up.
And that's what I get. That's the sense I get looking at this Charlie Kirk video without sound, is that he's like, these motherfuckers.
They got
you know
me.
what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe they got me. That's it. There's no way of talking your way out of this one.
Yeah.
That very well could be.
And it's a little sad. It's a lot sad, actually.
It's a lot sad. It's been a year on. It's still obviously a topic of conversation, especially with this most recent debate, the trial going on. I think the defense for Tyler Robinson just filed. I think they filed a couple motions. One was that he doesn't deserve the death penalty because if he did take the shot, he did not put anybody else in danger. Which I don't know. Like, his defense is not using it doesn't appear as using all the conspiracy theories, is not using any of the anomalies that have been discussed on the internet. So maybe it's not the best defense. Yeah. So.
Okay, so we probably ought to get some phone.
Yeah,
calls
let's get some phone calls going on here. We'll talk to some people out there, see what they got going on.
Who won?
Now let's go ahead and take the phone calls.
We will. We will take the phone calls right now. Come on, people. I'll tell you the phone number right here in just a second, as soon as I have it up on screen for myself to read. 513-461-2175. That is 513-461-2175. We are receiving calls right now. We're receiving calls, and you can call in about anything you want, anything that's on your mind, something we talked about, or maybe something that you've just been dying to tell Joe and I.
Magnets.
Maybe it's something about magnets. You're like, hey, maybe your dad was in magnets, your grandpa knew about magnets, or something like that. I don't know. It's up to you. We're open to ideas. Let's see here. We had some good Alex Jones clips a week on Wednesday. This is one of my favorite ones that Alex said.
Only place there ain't Muslim problems is where there aren't.
Truer statements have never been said. While we wait for phone calls there, some of the headlines I did not get to. There appears to be a giant oil spill near the Gulf of Oman, so keep an eye on that one. I also had a clip from comedian Stavros. Just a quick little Twitter clip from him. Very political in nature. And then wealthy biohacker who is obsessed with longevity reveals he has been diagnosed with a disease. I think he's that guy. He's like a 50-year-old guy who constantly gets blood transfusions from his son in order to. And he's been spending millions of dollars to basically achieve some sort of immortality. Well, he's been diagnosed with a disease, an autoimmune disease. And so all his money, all his efforts have not been able to avoid just Mother Nature taking its course. And then I'll play this quick one right here. This is about UFOs. Eric Davis saying, hey, I would tell more. I would tell everyone what I know about UFOs, if only.
Read the number out again, because I still have the other number bouncing around in my head.
513-461-2175. And here is Eric Davis real quick.
My name is Dr. Eric Davis. I'm an astrophysicist and a chief scientist in the U.S. defense intelligence industry. I investigated unidentified anomalous phenomenon, UAP, for 30 years. I've seen classified and proprietary defense intelligence industry evidence that the American public and the world have a right to see. That included photographs and documentation of retrieved craft and alien bodies, but I'm prevented from publicly sharing this evidence because of the threat to my security clearances, employment, and the potential for civil or criminal penalties. Mr. President, with your signature, you could waive the SF-312 NDA to protect UAP whistleblowers like myself. I respectfully request that you take swift and decisive action, as the nature of UAP should not be kept deeply classified.
There you go. There's Eric Davis saying, I would tell more if you would just, give me immunity. At this point, couldn't Congress just call him and say, just tell everything you know? And the Trump will pardon you afterwards. Don't worry. Trump will pardon you. Don't worry about it.
It's all a bunch of, smoke screen bullshit. By the way, I'm looking at the Rumble. You need to you do some SEO work. You gotta clean this shit up.
What's going on?
The phone number you have, the very top line of the description,
don't
is
pay
the
attention.
old phone number.
Yeah, don't pay attention to that one. You got to listen, people. You got to listen. Yeah, I got to go through there and take out all the old phone numbers, put in new ones.
Thank you.
That's what happens. There's a lot of maintenance to take care of here. Yeah, you're right. SEO works. BS.
They mentioned Tucker.
He's running, dude. He's running for president.
Yeah, maybe.
What do you mean maybe? Of course he is.
He had Catherine Austin Fitz on again, which was a really good episode. His monologue at the beginning of that one, though, was hilarious. In fact, maybe we play the shorter version first. Not the shorter version, but there's a clip where he... did you caught the whole $20 burrito thing?
I'm not sure I did.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got to be a good
burrito. Matt Walsh. Oh, shit, I should find that clip for context. Matt Walsh tweeted that, the cost of food is going so high that the reason why all these democratic socialists are getting voted in is because they're like the only ones who seem to give a shit about what the, affordability crisis, which is, with the talking point. And so he said, he's like, we need to end the foreign wars and focus on, life here at home. And because it's getting too expensive.
So there's a call now right when we're in the middle of doing something.
Exactly. Yeah. No, but we'll take it. We'll take what we can get.
Caller, you're on the air. What took you so long to call?
We did not remember the damn number, Mike. Thank you, Joe, for calling out that we needed the new number. Thank you. It's Zach in Nebraska, guys.
Hi,
How
Zach.
you doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing real well.
Nebraska Zach.
That's me. Second time, long time. Hey, Mike, I had a question for you. Are you still getting the 3:30 a.m. wake-ups with, like, the weird ghost cat walking on the bed?
No, but I am getting woken up at 3:30 a.m. I was woken up this morning at 3:30 a.m. Not 3:33, but I was up at 3:30 this morning. No ghost cat, but I'm just up, dude.
I remember you talking about how you would feel something like crawling on the bed. And man, that has been happening to me too. Same time, same sensation, and it freaks me the hell out.
It's bizarre. So I did feel that maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago, and it was as I was going to sleep. It felt like a cat was walking across the bed. I was like, "Oh, Mr. Mustache, he's coming. He's coming to visit me." Because Mr. Mustache, at the end of the night, he will come lay on my chest. That's what he likes to do. It comforts him.
Yep.
And I thought he was just coming to say hi. And so I didn't think anything of it. And so I reached down to pet him, and there was no cat there.
Yeah, exactly. It's the weirdest thing.
It's a freaky feeling. It is, because you're like, oh, geez, okay.
After the show, I'm going to listen to an episode of Astonishing Legends podcast that I just saw this morning. Has the same story of somebody else talking about 3:30 a.m. ghost cat walking on the bed. So I am highly interested to see what the hell's going on.
What's the witching hour? So that's like
Exactly.
that's the time where creepy things happen. I got woken up because my dog was horrifically sick. And so I had to go clean up after my dog. But no ghost cat this morning, just a sick dog. So.
Oh, God. Well, I guess that's a little more pedestrian. That'll be fun.
Keep this in mind, people. When you have eggs and you have chickens, keep them out of reach of a dog because they will just eat them and then expel them in the middle of the night, okay?
Oh, wow.
Oh, God. Chicken tips.
Yeah.
With Mike.
Yeah.
Hey, one other recommendation for you on another show, Uinta Basin High Strangeness.
Oh, wow.
Limited series. Yeah, it's like 6 episodes. Each are like 25, 30 minutes long, but it's all about, obviously, Skinwalker Ranch. But the show, in addition to that, they are interviewing people who sort of worked on the show. There's some Native American dude who just shits all over the team and the production. They're like, they're a bunch of jokers. So, Uinta Basin High Strangeness. It was a really well done show, but I just thought it was
this Native American guy just takes the piss out of all the investigators at Skinwalker Ranch.
Oh yeah, he has nothing good to say about him. They're a bunch of jokers. And, yeah,
the people at the ranch deserve respect.
The show kind of gives both perspectives. They interview this guy, but then they also recount some of the weird stuff that didn't make it on the show and stuff like that. But really good show to get an alternate look at. I know you love to research this topic,
I do.
So thought I might recommend it.
I do. Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate the time and have a great rest.
Hey,
of the day.
Zach, thank you so much for calling him in. Bye.
Nebraska Zach.
Bye-bye. That's me. Bye-bye.
We did have another call come in as Zach was winding up. So
people in the Discord are like, what's the number?
What we
I
said?
don't know. You went back in time and
513. So 513-461-2175. Bye-bye.
That sounds more like it.
Yeah. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Miles in Charlottesville.
Hey, Miles.
Your phone's bad.
Hey, look, I'll say hi. I hadn't called in a while. I got a guy was talking about flat Earth a couple weeks back. I wanted to jump in that day. I got a map of the flat Earth on my wall, so it's the first thing you see when you walk in the house. It's a good conversation starter, gauge where people are at before you start chatting with them about this stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Anyhow, I wanted to report that I've really reached my breaking point with the pharmaceutical advertising. We all know that they're in charge of the news. Unfortunately, my wife is in love with the 6 o'clock news. I just can't take it. The content from the talking heads, but then the commercials really get me. But recently she was watching the news, and the story itself was, and coming up after the break, more news for our viewers about a new drug that could save millions for Americans. So not only the advertisements, the news is about the drugs. I can't take it anymore.
Yeah, so they not only they're covering like the news in Iran and what's going on in the administration, but then like their final segment is basically paid advertisement for a brand new pharmaceutical that people should take to save their own lives. Nice.
Yeah.
You know what?
Real good advice.
I was just going to say, like, when you go to the doctor's office, I don't watch any TV whatsoever. But when I'll go to like somewhere where the TV's on, I'm like, how can anyone stand this? It is absolutely
I leave the room. It's a problem. Yeah. It's becoming a problem in my relationship. All you do is play Xbox in the basement. Yeah, because I can't stay in the living room while you have that TV on.
Bye-bye.
It's terrible.
It's so bad.
But I love her. I love her to death. She's an angel, but I can't break her on that one. Anyhow, I just had one last thing.
Hey, but real quick, before you go on, which evening news? CBS, NBC, ABC? Which one is her go-to? Ask her.
I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you.
Ask her. I want to find out.
NBC is the best local. I will. I can predict the weather by the chemtrails now. We've had a very mild summer this year. No chemtrails. Last year it was rainy and humid as hell, and it looked like tic-tac-toe.
Where you at?
They said it's real. Central Virginia, Charlottesville, man.
Central, like, so
all the bullshit. Yeah.
We have been here in Ohio, like the past week and a half. We have just we're being pounded with thunderstorm and rain. It is crazy.
Like really pounding it hard.
Yeah, I know. I can tell. They hit the sky, and then 18 hours later, it'll rain.
It's crazy.
Work outside. I've been doing road work this summer. And I'll tell the guys, like, we ain't working on Friday. So, hey, I'll be like, I bet you lunch, like, we're not working on Friday. So you rain it. So start at, midnight on Thursday and rain till midday Friday. We're not working. Sure as shit. I'm picking up a lot of time. If you got anything else, Mike, otherwise, I love you guys. Keep doing what you're doing. And also, shout out to JCD.
Yeah. Shout out to JCD, John C. Dvorak, No Agenda. People still miss him. He will be missed for as long as podcasting continues on.
As long as I'm around. Love you, Mike. Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
All right, Joe, you are about ready to play a tremendous clip from Tucker Carlson.
Tremendous clip. I don't know about that.
It's going to be a good one. Is it the first? You have two clips in there. The first one where he's reacting to food. Oh yeah, Tucker reacts to Trump hiding in food cart. I want to hear that one.
Yeah, they're both pretty good.
Hiding in food cart, or was he hiding in a food truck? But okay, I want to hear that one. I definitely want to hear Trump hiding in a food cart.
Here's Mark Levin. On the internet, something very weird happened last week, and I was watching this, the price of a burrito. Now, I'm not really into burritos. Every now and then I'll go to Taco Bell and I'll have one or two. Pretty cheap, if you ask me. That is the price. Now, all that said, this debate was about affordability. I love it. Now, he doesn't have to pay $20 for a burrito. He can make it for a lot less. But I'm thinking, what the hell has happened to our society? Where is our can do it mentality? We sit here with a war in Iran against an enemy that has killed thousands of Americans, maimed thousands of Americans. I remember a time when America would say, let's go. Let's destroy that country, destroy that government. You don't get to kill thousands of our fellow citizens, military or civilians. You don't get to try to assassinate our president. You don't get to threaten us with potential nuclear weapons either. Now it's a debate. Should we take him out? Shouldn't we?
It should always be a debate.
Neocon or a warmonger? Is this a war of choice? We don't even have a draft. Would a draft even work with young people today? I wonder. Could we even fight World War II today? We're whining about $1 of gasoline. 12% of the United States population served in the military during World War II.
I can't
Over 16 million Americans joined the armed forces.
out of a total national population of about 130 million people, roughly 1 out of every 8 Americans wore a uniform. We don't have that today. And people are still whining and complaining. It's getting embarrassing, to be perfectly honest with you.
It's embarrassing. Your unwillingness, your reluctance, your hesitation in the face of fighting for Israel, it's just embarrassing. It's disgusting. Huge percentage of Americans served during World War II. Of course, they had no choice because there was a draft. Why aren't they serving now? Well, that's a question actually Mark Levin ought to ask himself, a man who didn't serve, who could be serving now, by the way. It could be on the front lines in Kyiv, or for that matter, in the Gulf, but isn't. But why aren't Americans serving 80 years after the great victory of World War II? Well, I don't know. Maybe they look around at the country that won that war and they ask the obvious question. Is this what a victorious country looks like? If we won, why are we living like this? If we won, why aren't things getting better? Why are they getting worse? Why are we so in debt? Why does the federal government spend $7 trillion a year but only takes in $5 trillion in tax revenue? What's the plan there? How do we get there? This is what victory looks like? Just for fun sometime, you ought to fly from Kennedy Airport in New York to Narita Airport in Tokyo. Spend a day wandering around New York. Do the whole city. How about just Manhattan? Just Washington Heights to Tribeca. Just walk it. You can do it. It's not very long. It's a day walk. And then go to Tokyo, one of the biggest cities in the world. Now, Tokyo is the city that lost. Actually, we dropped 2 nuclear weapons on Japan. So they really lost. We actually vaporized them, all their kids too. No country's ever lost like Japan lost in the summer of 1945. But walk around Tokyo after a day of walking around New York. Which city looks like it lost a war? It's not Tokyo. So in order to convince people to go die for a cause, probably you should convince them the cause is worth dying for. But which cause has been worth dying for? Honestly, dying, like actually dying. Or how about getting your face blown off? How about your ears melted off your head? Losing all your fingers? How about having your genitals shredded? What cause is worth that? Well, if it's worth it, tell me how. Tell me how it's worth it, because we don't speak German? A lot of Americans don't speak English at this point. These are tired and stupid, in fact, nonsensical talking points, but they're also more than that. They're deeply insulting.
Right.
You are lecturing a population that you personally have taken advantage of.
He's getting very Tim Pool-like here. Tucker's very practiced at his.
You should listen to the whole thing, the whole show. It's actually interesting because I think we talked about it a lot on the previous weekend, how the data center thing is intricately connected to the flock camera thing and the top-down, control of media and all that other stuff. So the other one might be funnier than this one, but I do think, yeah, there's some clips I think you can pull from an audio perspective, but the other one has better audio pulls if you want to pull anything out of that one. But anyhow, keep going if you want, because he does get into the Trump airport or airplane thing.
Okay, I will. I'll just pause there. So have you subscribed to Peak Prosperity Chris Martenson at all? You watch him?
Oh, that's the really thoughtful.
He's like a doctor guy. He did a great breakdown of the Federal Reserve, our money, and our wealth as a country, and just I guess Western democracies as related to energy production. And he made some great points, some great arguments about how the economy works in relation. Like we have to the wealthiest countries generate lots and lots or mass lots and lots of energy. And I was having this conversation earlier. It's I no wonder why a lot of younger people are turning to socialism at this point, because they're looking around and they realize it's not as easy to achieve property ownership, having a nice stable life as it was 20, 30 years ago. And maybe it's in relation to our economy. It's spiraling out of control, and the wealth disparity is larger than it's ever been.
Well, it's everything we talk about, and people get upset, especially any of the boomers in our audience get upset when I talk broadly about the boomers. but they are a generation of selfish assholes. Like, they bought their houses cheaply, and then they gripe and complain like Mark Levin over here, like, oh, you don't know how good you've got it, And it's like, well, do I?
Look, if you're in America, you got it pretty good, but it's been better.
Well, and Tucker in that monologue goes into it. He's like, look at the pictures of the kids at Woodstock. Like, you can see their ribs. They're all like, these are the drug-addled people, but they're all kind of healthy, and you wouldn't be embarrassed to take your shirt off and all that. And these are people who have an optimistic sense of where the country is going. And that's not the case with the people these days.
No, it's not.
There was that Norman Rockwell type, vision of where America could be going and what it was. And now it's like, we're just at war all the time because Muslims hate us for our freedom or something.
Yeah, let's finish up with Tucker.
Whose total destruction you have overseen, and you've done nothing to stop it. You did nothing when the Sacklers flooded Appalachia, the part of the country that disproportionately fought the wars that you called for, and destroyed them with opioids. You said nothing. You said nothing when this country was invaded, and its $1 trillion military didn't stop that invasion. And for you to lecture the rest of the nation about a can-do attitude, what do you make my freaking burritos then? It's too much. And then to cap it off with the lie that you and every other person in the media is now repeating that Iran is trying to assassinate President Trump. As a statement of fact, that is not true. So they're now telling us that Donald Trump was the target of an assassination attempt by a guy with a man-pad, a surface-to-air missile, inside the security perimeter in Ankara, Turkey, during the NATO summit.
Little bit.
That's not true. That's factually untrue. And they'll lie about it. Oh, you don't have the intel. Well, actually, some of us have called around. Untrue. So why are they reporting that?
Okay.
Well,
some of us have called around.
Did
you catch that?
Yeah, some of us called around. So he called around. What do you make of that?
Well, I think even if it wasn't him who called around, I think he's close enough to DC that he probably has it on good, whatever the term is.
He's got connections.
Yeah.
Either he is, intelligence himself, or he has connection. He's tied. We know his family background, so or he just talked to Hunter. Hunter
Biden has on good authority. That was the words I was looking at. But then if you remember back when the Butler thing happened, Netanyahu and all those guys are like, oh, Iran that was Iran who's doing that. Iran is a Christopher Crooks, I guess, now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We're going to continue.
So much that you read and see on television or on the internet, it is the product of a propaganda campaign designed to change the course of events on the ground. A propaganda campaign designed to convince Donald Trump that he has to restart major combat operations against Iran because they're trying to kill him personally. And so they tell him, as they have been for more than a year, ever since the Butler shooting, Iran did it. You need to get in a separate aircraft. You need to be moved on the tarmac inside a drink cart because they're going to assassinate you at any second.
It's funny.
And why are they telling Trump that, who apparently believes it? It's not true, by the way. That is a lie. They're telling him that because they think that if they can make it personal, that Trump will have a stake, an emotional stake in continuing this war against Iran, which the United States, to restate, cannot win. How do we know we can't win it? Because we haven't been able to open the Strait of Hormuz despite having a fleet of vessels that can't even approach the Iranian coast.
It does appear as though we're having a very difficult time winning this conflict swiftly.
It's not going to happen.
This is no shock and awe. This is
no, it's not. Iran is like 5 times the size of Iraq. I don't know. It's massive when you look on the map. But the other clip is more addressed at Ben Shapiro. I highly encourage. I watched it twice and I listened to the podcast. So I went through Tucker's monologue twice. I listened to Catherine Austin Fitts twice. Tucker's monologue 3 times. Catherine Austin Fitts twice. And it's interesting because there's some stuff about Catherine Austin Fitts that I didn't know. That I think it explains why she's being so transparent. And, loose with the mouth, because it wasn't just that she worked in government and urban development, I think was where she worked, but they tried to destroy her when she found out a bunch of shenanigans that were going on financially. So then, you know how they crushed John Carriaccio for the CIA for whistleblowing on the torture program. This is what you do.
Well, yeah, you got to. If you're not a team player, you got to go.
Yeah. So they put him in jail, and then with Catherine Austin Fitts, they destroyed her, took down all her businesses and everything else because she started looking in the wrong places and, mouthing off. So that's why John Carriaccio and Catherine Austin Fitts will just say about anything now. And I don't think they're lying. I think they're just like, they already done fucked me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just, fuck you. I'll say whatever I need to say.
Yeah, you want me to play this last clip by Tucker crashing out?
Yeah, it's short enough, yeah.
Okay, we'll play it. We'll end with this.
I think you can pull some stuff from, maybe.
Okay, we'll find out real soon.
You've got it so good, you don't know how good you've got it. And if you can't see that, the problem is you. So stop complaining, bitch. You little whiner. Get to work. Retirement? What? That's for ungrateful people. Get back to work. Eat your Del Taco. They're only $4.50. Your parents would have been grateful for a $4.50 Del Taco. Getting out after 18 hours in the spinning mill. They were only 9 years old. They didn't have Del Taco then.
And those are great clips, Joe. those are really good.
That's what I'm saying. If you listen to the whole thing, it's like, because Ben Shapiro he comes in with all of his, and he's talking about like, kids have more options to be in his little voice, and he says,
"This was
Del Tacos are $4.50." And he goes on about this Del Taco thing, and then Tucker even says, like, this is where the term goy slop is very appropriate to say, because it's like, shut up, eat your Del Taco, and stop complaining. And by the way, you're never going to retire. And Ben Shapiro is famous for saying that. And also saying, like, if you can't afford to live in the city where you were born, maybe you need to move.
Yeah.
It's like, what is happening, dude?
That's not the kind of country I want to live in. I really don't. Yeah.
Sexting with the Moas.
No. It's like cruel.
Yeah.
I'm tired. We should find something funny to go out on.
No, we're not. We're going to leave people depressed and upset until the show comes back on Wednesday. So.
No.
You got anything funny? I don't have anything. I don't think I have anything funny.
So do you remember that Rabbi Shmuley was in Iceland?
Yeah, I remember that. He was having a good time over there.
Yeah, I can give you a Rabbi Shmuley. He went on Piers Morgan with the Icelandic guy.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Good. Not necessarily funny, but kind of funny, I guess, because Rabbi Shmuley is such a joke.
Oh, I'm glad that Piers is having these people on and able to broker this kind of discussion. So I'll bring this up on screen.
I am an American tourist. I deserve to be treated with a simple respect.
Rabbi Shmuley, you also live in a free... hang on 1 second. All three of us, Iceland, UK, America, all live in free democratic societies. If Samuel Goodmanson wants to say fuck Israel, he's legally allowed to say it. I wouldn't say it.
Is he allowed to harass me on the street?
Wait a minute.
With my one-year-old grandson
Let me finish talking. Right? So I understand why you would be angry, but it doesn't justify the way that you harassed his girlfriend for 10 minutes.
So I did not harass his girlfriend. His girlfriend,
and very upset.
Sorry.
You did.
That is your
you've accused him. Let me finish my point. No, let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. Not only did you harass his girlfriend,
you are blaming the victim.
No, shut
up.
Victim.
You are blaming the victim. You are blaming the victim.
You have accused You have accused Samuel of being anti-Semitic and of hating Jews. Nothing that he has said, either in those video clips or here on this program, says that he is anti-Semitic or hates Jews. He just opposes what Israel has been doing in Gaza. And by the way,
Which is what? Which is what?
Wait a minute. Two-thirds of your own country, the United States, now have a negative view of what Israel, the state of Israel, has been doing in Gaza. Okay. His opinion is not an outlier. You know that Israel's popularity around the world has been plummeting because of the actions of Benjamin Netanyahu and his government. So the idea that because somebody criticizes Israel or the Israeli government, they are automatically Jew haters or anti-Semitic, as you have tried to frame this, is outrageous and completely wrong. He is not, from anything I've heard, anti-Semitic or anti-Jewish. So why say that?
May I respond?
All right, we're going to leave it there because I don't think his response is going to be even-handed.
Well, and I love that he's talking about how he's being harassed by the guy. The guy's walking with his girlfriend, trying to just walk away. It's Rabbi Shmuley who can't just shut up and go the other way.
Yeah, I said that. He is not centered. He is not spiritually okay with himself. A person said one thing to him, and he went off the handle.
Oh, it's crazy. Oh, my God. Could you imagine? Having to spend like 15 minutes with that guy would be more than enough.
I would not want him as a neighbor.
No. God, no. Talk about shooting people out into space. That's like one of the first ones you grab.
Yep. Well, hey, thank you, everyone, for being a part of this magic on this show. You can go to obdmpod.com or ourbigdumbmouth.com. I got a big drawbridge of donations that I'll do on Wednesday. I keep saying that, but I really mean it this time.
Yeah. Bring your javelins.
Yes. Storm the wall. Climb the walls. I will try not to pour boiling oil on you as you scale the castle.
No promises.
In theory, Gretchen should be back on Wednesday. We will see. We're all waiting to see what happens there. I'm very curious. Until then, you can chime in on the Discord. We're always in there.
That's right. Yes. Yeah, that's what I was going to say, too. The show never stops in the Discord.
Like, I think there's a bunch of people pulling clips, like, from the show, like, way back in the day. And there's some dynamite clips in there, things that, obviously I don't remember saying. Joe, I'm pretty sure you don't remember saying any of this stuff.
Some of these I'm like, oh, God, I was,
like
probably drunk.
58, 63,
61.
61.
He was a really nice guy. I met him.
If we're playing by Price's Right rules, I went over. I lost. Yeah. So this weird stuff. Yeah.
I've been working on a new impression since I got cable back.
See, I just like. So Chad is doing some great work over there, just clipping the show from almost 10 years ago, over 10 years ago. Jeez.
Yeah, your voice is all babyface voice or whatever.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Well, constantly embarrassed. Well, hey, thank you, Joe. Thank you, everyone. And Shabla Goo.
That's correct. No, I find it not even worse.
All departments?
Nah, bro.
I mean, you got to put him in jail, but like, damn.
That's about all.
Shabla-goo. Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.
Until next time, take care of yourself and each other.
Until next week, Nanu.
I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids.